You have seen these arrogant that specter from Pennsylvania who continues to run around the country, go on talk shows, even after he has been shouted down and met with fierce opposition at town hall after town hall. He continues to assert, those town halls be damned, your opinion be damned. I know in my gut, my internal compass tells me the country wants socialized single-payer system in healthcare, and by golly, that's what I'm going to do. You have seen it time and again with these people. Well, here's the latest. Let's start with Barney Frank going toe-to-toe with one of the protesters at a town hall meeting. Now, this is in Massachusetts, folks. Mind you that the next two, I said Barney Frank from New York. Barney Frank in Massachusetts, Eric Massa in New York. Massachusetts and New York. No conservative bastion they. That's my point. We're talking now about regions of the country that are not traditionally outspoken or hostile toward people like Barney Frank and Eric Massa, but they've had enough. People are laying down party affiliation and standing tall for freedom and liberty and anti-socialistic policies. They are standing tall, and this is what they're met with. Barney Frank putting down his own constituents.
Why do you continue to support a Nazi policy, as Obama has expressly supported this policy? Why are you supporting it?
I will.
A real solution.
When you ask me that question, I am going to revert to my ethnic heritage and answer your question with a question. On what planet do you spend most of your time?
What planet do you spend most of your time? Well, this is a guy who does not like debate. Whenever he's invited on talk shows, if you've ever seen it, he bumbles and stumbles and shouts everyone down. That is his tactic. I can't watch him. I cannot watch the man on TV. But boy, when he's challenged, no, he won't have it. Let's listen to a little more. Clip 5, guys. This is, again, this woman, she makes the point. The message control that is going on, this kind of winged monkey attack that's been orchestrated by the White House. Folks, this doesn't happen in the United States of America. When you really stop to think about it, with the website that's been collecting email addresses from people that are seeing things that don't look quite right, this doesn't happen in our country. And people, again, like the Wizard of Oz, like the witch in the movie, it's, fly monkeys fly to these town halls and take them out. These Americans that are showing up at these town halls they're not being rallied by Michael Savage. They're not being rallied by presidents and activist bloggers. Well, in some cases, there are organizations getting out the word. But as I told you, for the first time in many of our lives, we have to take time out of what is already an extraordinarily taxing and busy day and make more time to stand tall and fight. Here's a little more.
You want me to answer the question? Yes. As you stand there with a picture of the president, the face to look like Hitler, and compare the effort to increase health care to the Nazis, my answer to you is, as I said before, it is a tribute to the First Amendment that this kind of vile, contemptible nonsense is so freely propagated. Jim, trying to have a conversation with you would be like trying to argue with a dining room table. I have no interest in doing it.
Well, there you have it. Now to Eric Massa. This is even more interesting, and I think this is perhaps on tape, and I don't know how audible it is. The clip I saw was a little tough to hear. We'll play it, but this is really remarkable. YouTube footage surfaced of this particular representative saying that these town hall meetings, turning them into media frenzies, every time it happens, they lose another 3 million people in America who see it happening, lose them, meaning in support. And he's pressed on this. We'll just play these back-to-back guys. He's pressed by the guy with the video camera. So you're telling me even after all these people show up at your town halls and say they hate this, you're going to vote against the interests of your district? This is it. I have no words for it. It is truly stunning. Take a listen to this.
If my town hall meetings turn into the same media frenzies and ridiculousness, because every time that happens, we lose. We lose another 3 million people in America who see that happening and negate it, to change the narrative. time that occurs. And I will vote adamantly against the
pressure your room. We should be pressuring the cause.
I will vote adamantly against the interests of my district if I actually think what I'm doing is going to help them. I will vote against their opinion if I actually believe it will help them.
800-449-8255. If you had a hard time hearing it, let me just say this again. Here's a representative of the people seeing the open hostility toward what he and this Congress are trying to do with this president in socializing their medicine. And he says he will adamantly vote against the interests of his district if he actually thinks what he is doing will help. He will vote against their opinion if he believes it will help them. I must tell you, I have never heard this quite, this kind of arrogance quite this blatantly. I mean, and that says something. I don't know that Barbara Boxer, that John Kerry, I mean, pick your favorite liberal. I don't know that they have quite this candidly admitted, I have no interest in representing the people of my district. If it means voting against what they wish in favor of what I think is best for them, I'm prepared to do it. How about that? How do you like them apples? I guess we can, applaud him for his honesty? Makes our job a little easier in talk radio. At least we don't have to parse what they're saying. Just have at it. Thank you, Representative Massa. 800-449-8255. Apparently you work for him, not the other way around in New York. 800-449-8255. Chris Stigall in for Dr. Savage tonight. This is the Savage Nation.
Imagine discovering an opportunity that can completely rebuild your retirement fund by 40% over the next 2 years. Does it sound too good to be true? It's not if you take action today. Call my good friends, and I mean good friends, at Swiss America. Gold IRAs have averaged 20% per year growth since 2001. It's just common sense to roll over dead paper assets into gold, the best performing asset of the century. Then you can relax no matter what happens on Wall Street. Call now for a complete Gold 101 DVD and my free CD.
Call toll-free 888-867-8965. That's 888-867-8965.
For nearly a decade, I've told you to trust gold coins and Swiss America. Today, it's more urgent than ever. Get my CD, DVD, and new special report.
Call toll-free 888-867-8965. That's 888-867-8965.
Learn before you earn. Don't just imagine rebuilding your wealth. Do it now.
Call 888-867-8965 today.
I'm Kim Commando. You can keep up with all things digital Monday through Friday in the noon hour with My Digital Minute on Talk 910 KNEW.
It's Chris Stigall in for Dr. Michael Savage on the Savage Nation. Michael, thank you very much for the invitation, and I do encourage you to continue to head to his website, michaelsavage.com, and check out the first chapter in the brand spanking new book that will be hard to obtain once it's finished and on sale. It's called Banned in Britain, and no one will touch it, no one will publish it. It will become an instant bestseller despite all of that. And Michael will be back with you soon to talk with you more about it, but he's taking some time off really putting this thing together, and he's put some of his life's work into this like none other. It is probably the biggest project of his life. I'm speaking for him, but I suspect he would agree, because never before have we seen the freedoms of this great country, freedom of speech, chief among them. We've never seen them under assault quite like this. And yes, I understand. You say, well, Chris, Michael Savage is banned in Britain. What's that got to do with the United States? I mean, do I have to draw that line? Do I have to connect those dots? Is it that hard for you? Of course it's not. You're seeing it. All right, to the point of health care, the health care debate, the reform package in Washington, D.C., you know, you're hearing a lot of liberals, you're hearing a lot of people suggest that it's big insurance, it's big pharma, or what have you, that is stopping this. You're hearing Democrats shout and scream that you folks that are showing up at town hall meetings are being funded or organized by big corporate conglomerates. House Democrats today probing the nation's largest insurance companies. This is really extraordinary. Henry Waxman, chairman of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, and Bart Stupak, chairman of the Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations, sent out a 3-page letter Monday. They are going after private insurance companies in the United States of America with absolutely no basis other than to bully, harass, punish, impugn This is it's quite extraordinary. So when we talk about freedom, this is unconstitutional, folks. This is yet another example of what banned in Britain, and the message Michael Savage is calling you about, screaming from the rooftop. This is what it's all about. An unsanctioned, unconstitutional, unreasonable, outlandish, outrageous probe of the nation's insurance companies, demanding they turn over reams of data on how people are paid in the country, what kind of retreats they're taking, what kind of conferences they're taking. They have given them till September 4th. 52 insurance companies have been given by the almighty Henry Waxman of California and Bart Stupak of Michigan. They've been given till the 4th to supply detailed compensation data for board members and top executives. We've got a pay czar, an unappointed, unelected pay czar,